Round 1. Fight!
Hello. In this tutorial, we are really going to make some progress on the Mugen character itself. So now I will say goodbye to these sprites, which is made by previous episode of this tutorial, because they are using not so good palette, right? It's made by me. So I will say goodbye, and also these three guys. This is the bad palette. Okay, I will say goodbye to them. Now I'm using these kind of sprites for the project. So before you input into a Mugen character, you can use this kind of engineering color directly, or you can convert to player one color. I will show you how you can convert to player one color. So you see this is index color, right? You see here is all unique color. You say load, and then when you download the sprites, it comes with the player color, the player one color. I name it as 01.act. Okay, now it's become player one. If you want, you can save, but I don't want to save. I will directly import the engineering color. Okay. Another one is, last time somebody asked me, is there any better way we can apply these actions? So for example, apply to entire folder. Actually you can file, automate, batch, then you select a folder here. For example, you put all the image into one folder and select this folder and run. But it's not going to work every time for me, so sometimes I still prefer manually run the action. Well, here also you can select the action. Actually, you select which action you want to use and select the folder and run. Okay. But first we are going to make a player 2 palette. Okay, so I will show how can we make a player 2 palette. Okay, this is player 1, right? So we are going to say maybe here. No. Just try. I guess this is the upward shirt. Maybe in red. Let's make a Saber red. Okay. Okay. Good enough. And maybe here is here. Let me guess. I think here is here. Yes, the guess is correct. So choose the first color and choose the last color. Maybe here we can make something different. Okay, bye. Maybe golden. Okay, maybe something like that. Maybe we can say this is player 2 color. Okay, so we just save. Instead of 01, we'll say 02. Okay. Now we made a player 1 and a player 2. and close. Now we are going to use Kung Fu Man, the 720p Kung Fu Man, as our templates. So this is your Mugen folder. Okay, you have your mugen.exe here, right? Then you have your character folder. Inside your character folder, there should be a character folder called Kung Fu Man 720p. But I already reorganized it. I put in a directory which is electbyte, and here is it, Kung Fu Man 720p. This is the low resolution Kung Fu Man, and this is the HD high resolution Kung Fu Man. We are going to use the higher one as our templates. So you just make a copy, and we are going to rename this Kung Fu Man, and this Kung Fu Man is going to be Saber. Okay. And inside this folder, we can rename all the kfm file into maybe another file. For example, Saber, the song, saber.ai, saber.air, I think this is .air, and saber.command. I recommend that you rename this file, rename this extension file name as maybe DEF, because I find some browser, especially Chrome, think this is a virus. Think CMD, because CMD is a DOS executable file, so it maybe think it's a virus. Okay, let's just rename it as DEF and say this is command.def. So to prevent Chrome think this is a virus, okay? And we say use def cross, and we are going to say saber.cns, saber.def, and saber.sssf. Okay, we rename all the file have the keyword Kung Fu Man. Okay, so the main definition file of this character is this one, and make sure the file name is same as the outside. The outside folder name is Saber. Then make sure the inside the def file, the main character file, is same saber.def. This file name has to be the same with this folder name. Okay, so now let's open this and do some basic change. Wait, I was using Fighter Factory for this. So we are going to open, and where is our folder? Here, and we are going to open saber.def, and here is the definition file. So any line start with this semicolon is a comment. Basically, the computer will ignore anything is after this semicolon. So this is read by human, not computer. So this is a definition file for Kung Fu Man, blah blah blah. Okay, we are going to ignore this, delete this. Then here is the name. Okay, this name is used by another player or computer. Okay, what does this mean? So this name is used by, for example, another player who want to say, let's do a special intro with your character. So they will target your name. They will check your name is Saber, then they do something else. So this name is for computer use, for another player to use. And display name is for human to see. For example, you can say melty blood type Lumia Saber. Okay. So it will display like this, but in the background, another player will using this one. Okay, then date is I just key in the correct date. And Mugen version 1.1. Okay, we are going to make a 1.1 character, not 1.0 or Wing Mugen. Author, just type your name. Okay. So this author also important because when another player want to say, hey, let's make a special into with your Saber, then they will target when the name Saber or the author is you, then they will do blah 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 blah, right? And the PAL default, because we only have two, we say we only have two. And here local coordinate, this is important. So if you are not using the HD Kung Fu Man, the local coordinate will be nothing, and then nothing is the default value, which is this value. Okay. 320, 240. This is the default value. But now we are using a HD template. Then we are using 720p, which is 1280 and 720. So what does this mean? This means for your character from this, for example, this is a stage. Okay, so from the very left edge is the coordinate is 0, then the coordinate here is 1280. Okay, for you is like this, but for a normal character, for example, they only have 320. That means for them here is 0 and here is 320. Okay, this is the fundamental difference. And here we are going to change the name, the file names. The command file name we just changed to command.df. I told you before I didn't want Chrome to think this is a virus, so I rename it as command.df. And the CNS, you have saber.cns. And you say the CNS file is this one. And another one, CNS. Eh? Why do it have two? Oh, these two are the same. Okay, doesn't matter. Actually, we can separate the CNS. I will show you later. And this one is interesting. ST common. ST common is a file that's not inside your folder. It's inside this Mugen folder. It's this file. Okay. If your Mugen is not the standardized, or your Mugen is a maybe have a screen pack or download from somewhere else, which is not stock, it's modified, maybe this file is different or this file is not there. So that means you import this character into that Mugen, it's not going to work, or it's not going to work properly. Okay, and let's go back. And sprites, the SFF file is the saber.sff file. This is the sprites file. Animation file is the air file. The air file is here. The sound file, S&D file. is here. Okay, and the AI file. Actually, the AI file, I think it's doing nothing. I don't know what's the meaning of this AI file. It says not used, but very weirdly, it actually generates some unknown mysterious code. Okay, so the powerlet is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, it means if you press the X button to select it, power 1 is used. Press the Y button is power 2. It's extra. Okay. Actually, you can uncomment this one. Okay. Remove the semicolon, so maximum powerlet will be 12. Okay. That means if you like, you can create 12 powerlet for your character. And this is the into and ending definition file. You can leave it there if you want to create a into or ending, just like the Kung Fu Man. Okay, let's save it. And we are going to close it and then try to reopen. Let's see whether we got some error or not. Okay, let's open this saber.def again. Okay, doesn't give me any error. And let's go to here. The sprites looks have sprites. Of course, now it's Kung Fu Man. Animation, you see have animation. Okay. Command file. Okay, the command file is working, which is the command.def, and CNS file, which is also working, which is this file. Okay, now all the thing looks right. And by the way, we are going to do some extra things. Okay, this step is optional, but I think it's important. We will convert all the text file into UTF-8 formats. So UTF-8 is the encoding scheme for cross-platform and cross-language. If you don't use UTF-8, your character, if it's not pure in English, it will be guaranteed to be gibberish or not decoded correctly on a different language or a different platform. Like on Windows, you may say it's okay, but when it's in Linux or Mac, it's not going to be okay. Or when you're using your language of Windows and you send to another guy who is in a different language environment, it will be not okay. So here we are going to do it on Windows because Windows causing the most of the problem. So open your notepad and drag your file into it. And here because I already did it, it shows UTF-8 was born, but you are going to do it again with file save as. When you do save as, there's an encoding option, and do not use this NC. Use the UTF-8. Okay, you say UTF-8 was born if you say UTF-8 was born. If you cannot see UTF-8 was born, use the UTF-8 at least. Okay. Here I will use UTF-8 was born. Okay, click save, replace. Okay, then proceed to next file. Okay, the ending.df. Any text file we will convert to UTF-8 with born. Okay, UTF-8 with born. Okay. Save. This SFF is not a text file. Okay. We convert every text file into UTF-8. Of course, if you have another file, another text editor, that will be better. But I assume you don't have anything and only have the stock notepad, and this is the way you can do it. AI is not a text file, so we skip. The air is a text file. You say save as UTF-8 with bone. And here is something interesting. So the notepad force me to add this txt in the end. So I will, maybe I try to delete the file and try again. I don't want to add a txt at the end. Save as. Make sure there's no txt. UTF-8 with bone. Save. Oh, it add again. So I deleted this air file and renamed the txt. And rename the txt with the air. Okay. So let's proceed to next file. And save as. Encoding is UTF-8 with bone. Okay. Add a txt again. So we remove the one without txt and rename the one with txt. Okay. And same UTF-8 with bone. If you cannot see with bone, at least use UTF-8, please remember. And sound is not a text file, so we skip. And on Mac, you can do the same. For example, you can use a thing called TestMate or any other text editor to enable to open those text files. And for example, my TestMate, I can save as, and choose encoding UTF-8 bone, and it's here. Okay. It's here. If it prompts you to use which kind of return, you say CRALF. So if you choose this one, it will be compatible with the Windows. Okay. I will not save again. And lastly, the file. If you see this file, you see the C and S and ST are the same names. Okay. So we are going to split this file, okay, into different files. For example, I will say constant is an individual file. So it is this file. So you see all the code, almost all the code is inside this file. It will be too big. So usually the author will say like those constant, for example, life is how much, attack is how much, the size is how big, how fast is it. It is a single file. Then other than that, for example, those programs code will be another file or another files. Okay. So my suggestion is we split this file, which is currently this file. We split this file into 3. Okay. We make a copy of this saber.cns, and now all 3 is the same. So first we are going to have this constant. So we name this one as constant.cns. Okay. Then constant.cns contain constant. Okay. So what is constant? We open this constant.cns and delete everything is not constant. So when you say data, this is constant. Size, velocity, movement, and wing quotes. Okay, these are all constant. And these are another language wing quotes. Okay. So here it is. These are all the constants. So below this, for example, variables, this is not constant. We're going to delete this. And don't worry, we made 3 copies of them. Okay, we are going to delete this and save. Now constant.cns only have constant. And we have another 2 copies, Saber.cns. And this one we are going to say it's only contain system code. Okay, we are saying system. So the st will be system.cns, and we are going to say this is system states. Okay. And we will delete anything that is not system. Okay. So we will delete those constant things. Okay. And you see any states is between, how to say it, between 200 and 5000 is kind of move, attack move. So it's not a part of the system. So for example, this loose wing is system. So we are going to search DEF 200. Okay. This is attack. So we are going to remove all the attacks to a place you see 5000, something like that. If you see 5000, you stop. Okay, there's no 5000, is it? Maybe it's okay, then there's no 5000. It doesn't matter. Okay, let me check. Okay, there's no 5000. Okay, you just delete it. So inside this system, you will have these states 2 minus 3. Okay. Save. And finally is the moves. Okay. We will say st1. We add a new line and say moves.cns. We'll say this is attack moves. Okay. So we will rename this saber.cns to moves.cns, and we will delete constant. Okay. And anything is below 200. So this is 200 already. Okay. Then we move to the bottom and delete all the things. Delete all these things. And you saw only state is from 200 to 4099 999. Okay, this is moves. Save. Okay, now all the file is arranged, and we now finally can open the character. Okay, saber.def. Any errors? No error. Okay, the sprites loaded, animation loaded, command file loaded, and we split the CNS file into 3, and now they are loaded. Okay, which is good. Now we are going to import sprites into here. Okay. Before we import sprites, we need to make rooms. Okay, because we are going to replace this Kung Fu Man's sprites with Saber's sprites. So first thing first, we are going to delete most of Kung Fu Man's powerlets and only leave one. And we are going to make room for Saber's powerlet. So we are going to delete, for example, one. We are going to maybe leave. Okay, we are going to leave this 1.6 powerlet and delete all other powerlet. Okay. And delete. Okay, we are going to leave this one alone. And 9000 delete. We don't need it anymore. 9001 delete. We only leave this one. And we are going to rename this powerlet to maybe a group we will never use. For example, 10,001. We're going to rename this powerlet as 10,001. And we are going to apply to all the Kung Fu Man sprites. Say apply the current powerlet to specific sprites. And we click it. We are going to select all. Okay. Then you save. So after this, now Kung Fu Man, we are using this powerlet. Okay. Now we already made the room for Saber, and now we are going to import Saber's powerlet. We can go to, search Mugen 1.1 document. Okay. Actually it's here, but we are going to check where the, maybe it's this one. Okay, we just going to my my website, and my website has the link for official document. Okay. Here is 1.1 official document. It's a link. Maybe Google cannot search. So this is Electbyte's official website. Okay. This is the official document. Go there and you click this one, Sprites Standard. Okay. Here is Sprite Standard. For example, it says group 0 is standing. Okay. Now we see group 0 is standing, and group 5 is turned. Okay. Right. So before we input Saber's standing, we are going to remove Kung Fu Man standing first. Okay, so you select one of the standing sprites, which is any group 0, and index is maybe any other any number. You click this one, delete a group of sprites, and you see group 0, entire group. Okay, then all the standing is deleted. Okay, now we are going to import Saber standing. Okay, so where we gonna put? We are going to put before group 5, after group 9001. Okay, so we are going to select this 9001 and try to add Saber's standing. So Saber's standing is here. So this is Saber's standing. So to image 25. And another thing is the sword. Yeah, Saber have a sword. So it will be $51. Okay, Saber itself is 25, sword is 51. Let me confirm that. 25. Okay. So we are going to import and click this one. This is saying add new. So here is Saber, it's herself to 25. And you are seeing group. The input will be group 0, which is standing, index from 0, and the axis I choose button. What does this button means is the how to say, the pivot point or anchor point, I don't know which kind of word to use, maybe pivot point is here. If you choose this one, means the pivot point is here, etc. So we are going to use this one, and here we will not say reversed. We will say we will use images palette if not already added. Okay, do not use this, do not use this, use images palette. Okay. Actually, if you crop the image, the file will be bigger, but for tutorial I don't crop the image. Okay. Okay, now we added a Saber stance. Okay. And let's observe the current palette number is 0 and 0. Okay. This is the engineering palette, which looks like this. And later we'll input the player 1 and the player 2 one. Okay. And next, because there is a sword, right? Maybe other character doesn't have this kind of another object which attached. So we are going to import the sword. And the sword, my design is the sword will have the same group plus maybe 1k, 10k. For example, here is 0, then the sword will be 10,025. Let's try it. So the sword will from 26 to 51. Let me check again. 26 to 51. Okay. And same, we will use this one, and we will use this naming strategy. the sword will add 10k to the master itself. Okay. Also start from 0 and use image palette. Okay. And now we are facing a problem. You see here, this is ground. Obviously, Saber is above the ground, which is not right. And we can try to align. So remember your x-axis. Okay. We are going to take some notes. So the original x-axis point is 480. Original y is 768. Now we are going to put Saber on the ground. Okay. You can magnify a little bit. This line is ground. So if you say like this, it will feel like only the tip is on the ground. The here is not on the ground. I suggest you pull down a little bit and make sure here the part is on the ground. Okay. Maybe one more. Okay. This is definitely on the ground already. Okay. And let's also make sure the X is in the middle. Okay. X is in the middle. I think it's perfect now. So 480. Do we need to really move? We don't need to move the X. Okay, maybe for tutorial purpose, I just move. Okay, so we already moved the first image of the stand. Now how about next? The next is still there, right? So you have two options. And the third option is we turn on this onion skin. Turn on onion skin. And you see here, right? This is the previous image, which is this one. And you can try to align these two like this. Okay. But there's another way you can do it. For example, you see the original X is this. Now you are going to use a new coordinate, which is 248, 482, and here is 665. Okay. So you are going to calculate the delta. Okay. So clearly it's going to, for example, here have to plus 2 and here have to minus, let's calculate, seven, 6, 8, 6 is 5. Okay, 103. That means if you make all the remaining picture and move this much, it will be okay. I think the sword also aligned. Let's try make an onion skin, and you see the sword actually is aligned. So, and luckily Mugen have a tool for this. not Mugen, Fighter Factory. You go to sprites, and there is a alignment tool. Yeah, alignment tool. We already made a change on 0, 0 and 0, 1, right? And the remaining will be this much. And for X, we are going to positive 2. Okay, positive 2. The Y is going to be negative 103. Okay, and we apply and close. And let's check. And yes, it is good. Then let's save a little bit. Okay. So the next thing is we are going to add the player 1 color. We're going to add the player 1 color. Okay. And this one is for Kung Fu Man. And this one is the Saber's engineering color. And we're going to add the player 1 and 2. Okay. We add one more palette. Do you want to load the palette from files? Yes. And navigate and find your Saber's palette. We have player 1 and the player 2. Okay. Open. And for player 1 and player 2 will be named as 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay. And click OK. And we have player 1 and player 2. But you see this weird things happens, right? Don't worry. So you see the 2 ACT file is okay in the Photoshop. When you input into Fighter Factory, it's reversed. It's upside down. So basically we can just reverse it again. We click this one. Everything in Photoshop need to be reversed. Okay. Click this one. Invert all colors. Okay. Now it's okay. And you see commit change to the current palette. Commit change, close, and do the same for the next one. Okay. Reverse all the color and say commit change to the current palette. Okay. And save. Now it's okay. And let's check the sword is okay or not. Yeah, the sword is also okay. Then let's do the animation. Okay. So go to the animation. Let's find Control F or Control F. And find the animation 0, which is the standing, right? And you see Saber's standing have how many frames? It have from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 25, basically 26 frames. Okay. So here clearly it doesn't have too much, right? So we are going to change this animation. So click this one, remove this one, remove, and make sure it's empty. And now it's empty, right? You say new, and you say group is 0, index is 0, and time. Let's give a time maybe 3. Maybe 3. Okay. Then click this again because we have 26 0 to 25 frames. So we are going to copy. And you can manually add one by one, but it's too many. Using this kind of technique is way better. So 0 0 0 1. So the next one is 0 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Let's finish at 9 and copy again. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. Okay. Again. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay. And we are going to save. Let's try to play it. It looks great, right? If you feel it's too fast, you slow down the time by increase the time. If you feel it's too slow, you decrease the time. Okay. And of course there is sword, right? And we can sword also have this 25. Okay, we are going to copy it. We are going to make a new animation corresponding to the standing. For example, the name is 0. You don't give it a name, just number is enough. So sword animation group will be plus 10k. Okay, times 3. Okay, 10k. Group 1 is 10k 0. Okay. And we are going to do the same, but we have another tool we can do. Because we copied it, you can use any text editor which support vertical modes. And we can see 1k, 10k, okay. And we copy this content to here. Okay. And then we got to the sword animation. Make sure the time for the sword and this one is synced. Okay. After that, we can import this character into Mugen and test. To start testing, you need to make sure your data selects.def have this Saber installed. Okay, so you go to maybe anywhere, the last of your character, you say Saber. And if you want to be specific, you can say Saber slash saber.df, which means character, okay? And this Saber here is this folder, and this saber.df is this saber.df. Okay? Actually, if you are not in if you are in the root folder of this chars folder, this can be ignored, but I don't want to ignore it, so just saber and /saber.df, and it should able to load. Remember to put maybe put it in the last or the first. I don't know, it's up to you.
Round 1, fight!
Okay, you find that your color is not right. The color is in engineering color. Okay, so why is that? Why it's not a player 1 or player 2 color? So let me explain. Open this again, and we are going to open saber.df and check what's wrong. Okay, we directly click this one. This is the CNS parts, and you search system, you search Control F, you search 5900. Does it have? No. 5900. Does it have? No. 5900. Okay, it doesn't have 5900. Then we are going to add one 5900. You need to overwrite. Okay. If you don't overwrite, it will take the default 5900 from common CNS1. So since 5900 is system states, and it will be the first states to run. Okay. So we are going to add into system.cns, and we are going to go to your Mugen folder, and don't go to character, go to data and the common1.cns. You open this file and search def 5900. Okay, this is the initialization states. We are going to copy the contents of 5900 states. Okay, it is this much. We copy, close, and then we paste here. Okay, paste it into system.cns. Okay, and save. See, so what does this 5900 do? This is the first program or states is going to run. So the first thing is define. This is states 5900 states definition, and the first one, this kind of thing is called a controller. Okay, so the first type of controller is var range sets. So basically it's saying we are going to set all the variable vars to value 0. Okay, if the round exists is 0. So what is this round exists? I know what is round exists, but maybe you don't know. So you're going to search the official document again. So I'm not sure. I'm going to my website and click this link, go to the official website. Actually, you should bookmark this one and you click state control reference. Okay, and trigger lists. Okay. And what I say, this is a trigger. Okay, and what does this mean? And you copy this one and search here. Okay, round exists. It will tell you what does this mean, and return the number of round the player has existed for. On the first round, it returns 0. So basically, round exist is 0 means this player just entered the the stage are not, or the player already played once. For example, the player already win one round or lose one round. The round exists will not be 0, it would be 1. Okay, that means the player is new. When the player is new, reset all the vars to 0. When the player is new, reset all float variable to 0. And here is the most important one. It says remap pow. It means remap powlet. So you can also check this stick controller reference. What does this mean? Remap pow. You click here, it will explain what does this mean. Okay. So why you are seeing engineering color? So basically, in this one, the trigger is 1. 1 is a integer which always 1. 1 will not change. 1 is a constant value. 1 means true, okay? 0 means false. So this is always true because 1 is always 1. 1 is always true. It cannot be changed. It's not like this one will be changed. So 1 will always be true. And it will always remap from group 1 in this one to group 1 power number. So what is this power number? Power number is when you select this character, if you press the X button, it will give you power number 1. If you press Y button, it will give you power number 2, which is this one. Okay, it will give 1 to 12. So this power number will give you 1 to 12 based on which button you pressed. So our destination, our destination is 1 and 1, or 1 and 2. And where is our source? So this engineering color is 0 and 0. So it says remapping 1 1 2 1 to another based on your selection, which is not right because this 1 1 is not there, right? We are going to map 0 and 0, 0 and 0 to 1 1 or 1 2. Okay, so we are going to 0 0 1 1 or 1 2 based on your button selection. And after this, we are going to wait for round equal to 1. So basically it's going to be into, we're going to another stage called 190, and this 190 is a pre-into state. Okay, we will talk about later, but most importantly, we correct this powlet remapping problem. Okay. We are going to save and we will try again.
Round 1, fight!